Ron Vitiello is former acting ICE director. He joins me now. Ron, one of the ironies of this, I mean, it's as thick as ice, is that Denver, it was targeted by Tren de Aragua, and the mayor of Denver is the one who wants to protect migrant criminals from ICE. So, I mean, it's you want to laugh at it, but it's deadly serious, no?
Yeah, it sounds like a fake headline, like from The Onion or Babylon Bee or something. Here's a mayor of a town whose citizens are being victimized by this vicious gang in terrible ways. And then right across the way in Aurora, same thing. And he gets up on television out loud on camera as the mayor of Denver saying that he's going to stand in the way of the men and women of ICE as they go to deport these vicious criminals, arrest them safely, deport them, put them on a path for removal. And he wants to compare it to the freedom fighters in Tiananmen Square. I suggest to him very specifically he should resign right away and get on a path to being an activist in Denver, because he is not serving the men and women of Colorado or Denver or the United States. The consequence of getting in the way of arrests of illegal alien gang members in the United States is countrywide. It's not focused on Denver. It's not focused on these big cities. We are all at risk from this gang, this very vicious gang. And my recommendation also to the Trump administration, this gang is very vulnerable to the events of removal. Yeah. If they're safely arrested and put on a path to deportation, we will decimate their numbers very quickly in the United States because they have no status here. And oh, by the way, do we need another transnational criminal organization in the United States? We've got plenty of MS-13. Exactly. We've got plenty of mafia and other gangs in the U.S. And so,
well, we've already got them here. Frankly, it's a lot of people would think it's too late. They have dug in so deeply in communities all over the United States. You mentioned, by the way, the Colorado apartment takeover. We showed some video of that. Some of those people that were involved in that were apparently arrested in a major New York City drug and gun bust. So it just shows you how well spread out this group is and how they work between cities now. That's how dug in they are.
Yeah, and this is very important. I want our viewers to remember that this gang has not had a recorded arrest at the border before 2023. This is a symptom of the feckless Biden-Harris policies at the border that encouraged everyone from the third world, including this vicious gang, to come during the presidency of Joe Biden, and because they knew they were going to be released into the United States. And every city and town in America, the 16 states that Mr. Tobin talked about, are all paying the price. But again, they're small in numbers in comparison to other organizations, and they're highly vulnerable to being deported because they have no status in the United States. They're all here
Could not happen soon enough. But the thing that kills me is they're actually being assisted by some of these cities. In New York, a couple of Tren de Aragua members who committed horrible crimes elsewhere were actually flown to those other places where they committed the crime for free. So they have not only a free pass where they're living, where in a lot of these sanctuary cities with right to shelter laws, they get free housing, free food, free health care, et cetera. And then they're flown to the city of their choice where they don't have to show any ID, by the way, when they get on the plane. I mean, it is just insane. I want to go to something else because Texas reportedly is looking to ramp up the migrant buses again, but with a very important switch. Instead of sending them to sanctuary cities, they're going to send them to ICE centers. I think this makes a lot of sense, don't you?
Yeah, I agree. This is the Holman-Trump effect of what's going to happen at our border. You know, Texas is in the fight and has been for the last 4 years. They've done more than any other entity except maybe the Border Patrol. And so instead of sending migrants to these sanctuary cities, some accord with ICE to the right places at the right time, detention centers that have room. This is a resource question. Are they going to have room for all of the arrests that Texas may make at the border? You know, they charge these people with trespassing. They do state time, and then they're released back into state custody to then be transferred to ICE for removal, I think is a great idea. And so you got to commend Governor Abbott and the men and women of the front line in Texas that have been helping my former colleagues in the Border Patrol throughout this 4 years. And I'm grateful for that.
Finally. By the way, you mentioned Tom Homan. I love his comment the other day. He said that the Denver mayor and I think alike. He's ready to go to jail, and I'm ready to send him to jail. I mean, you try to go one-on-one with Tom Homan, and you're going to lose. I mean, I'm sorry, it's that simple. You're going to lose. And now I think the American people have stood up and said, we're with Tom Homan and what he's trying to do. And by the way, Tom Homan is going to be on this show on Monday, so you don't want to miss that. Ron Vitiello, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate your work.
No, it's good to be with you. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
We did indeed. Same to you.